everyone, welcome back to my channel. You're probably wondering why there's no intro. I'm going through the process of changing my YouTube name. The reason why is that when I ask people to subscribe to this channel, they really can't find it, and they find my other channel and they subscribe to that one. I'm trying to focus on this one if you need the self-help. The other one is more like fun stuff that really doesn't help you in life. But let's get right into this topic. Today's subject is going to be about sudden death, and this came about when Kobe Bryant, his daughter, the baseball coach, his wife and his daughter, and two other individuals got killed in a helicopter crash. And this was so unexpected that it shook the world. People started to really shift their views and the things that there's going on or that they have in their life. But I really haven't seen anyone talk about, what happens when to the person that's left behind when their loved ones is unexpectedly has been basically taken away from them. So we're going to break it down into what it is, the emotions that you may feel, and the ways you can help yourself, and some other little tips of a person that is helping you to deal or cope with what's going on also. So let's get right into this video. What is sudden death? A sudden death is a kind of death that happens unexpectedly. This includes suicide, road crashes, or other transportation disasters, drowning, falling, fire, or other tragedies, undiagnosed advanced terminal illness such as advanced cancer, sudden natural causes such as heart attacks, serious illness that known about but where death was not expected such as epilepsy, murder, war, or terrorism. So as you guys can see that this is categorized in a lot of different situations. Like a lot of people won't think that cancer is caused from sudden death, because when a person has cancer, everyone thinks the person will go through that process slowly of dying. Some people die within a month later because the cancer is so, in their bodies that there's nothing else that they could do. So it does open your eyes and to see as in how much, sudden death falls under. A sudden death, by definition, are more likely to occur in children, young adults, healthy middle-aged adults. Therefore, people's lives are ripped apart by the death of someone very significant in their lives, such as a life partner, parent, or sibling. The shock at the start. People react different to the shock of someone they love dying unexpectedly. Others scream, others can't speak, some people can't even move. Everyone reacts in a different way when they receive shattering news like this. And this is a tip for a person that's helping someone else going through the process of hearing that their loved one is gone. Do not judge a person on how they react when they hear this news, because they're reacting in a way that you think that is inappropriate or weary, because it's different from what you would do. Every human is different. Every human processes emotions different from the other. So just try to understand where they're coming from and understand that she's her own, or she or he is their own individual, and this is how they're processing the information, even if it's different from yours. I understand that it's probably some common sense, but common sense is not so common, especially in today's age. You may ask questions like, why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? This isn't happened to me, is it? This is coming also, because right now your mind is trying to process the information that your loved one is gone. You may say, I can't believe this is happening to me. That's also common. You may catch yourself looking at the door, looking at your phone, waiting for that person to walk through that door or text you like they would normally do, and you can go about your everyday lives as you always did. This is common also because right now your mind is trying to process that, hey, this person is gone, and your feelings, your heart is trying to have that hope that no, they're not, everything's going to be okay, and they're going to come home. You're having this self battle of logic and feeling. This is a tip also for the person that is helping the other person's that's going through this emotional time, is that your person is going to be very cross. They're going to be very angry and have zero patience for anything. You're going to be very sensitive to the things that people say. Even though this person is trying to come from a good place, you're may going to take it very harshly into the heart because, you know, your emotions are unbalanced right now. And, you know, things that you would, you know, take for a grain of salt are now taking the grain of salt that tipped the scale. Also, this is another tip for the people that's trying to help. Do not say that you will get over this. Do not try to help a person cope with, oh, just think about the money or the assets that you will get. That's very insensitive. Like I said, even though you're thinking like, who would say something like this? That's common sense not to, but common sense is not so common. Also, if you're trying to give a person advice on how to deal and how to cope with it, please make sure that you either, one, went through the same disaster that they went through, or something that's very close to it. You can't say that, oh, I went through the same feeling, I know what you're going through, when my dog died unexpectedly or anything like that, to a person that lost their husband, their daughter, their sister, or anything like that. Even though you may feel that that dog was very, you know, significant to you, and, you know, you love that dog, your dog went through all this together, this person's going to take that the wrong way. They're going to think that you're comparing the birth and the life of their child to an animal. And a lot of people, that does not measure up at all. So they're going to think that what you just said was just so insignificant and so hurtful, they will not speak to you. And they may not speak to you ever again. So please be mindful of what you're trying to say when you're trying to help a person cope with something like this. Your body is going to be heavily affected also. You're going to feel helpless, bewildered, and powerless. Your body is going to be overwhelmed and drained at the same time. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to make common mistakes that you wouldn't do on your everyday life. You're going to find yourself wanting to sleep but can't sleep, and your appetite may either increase or decrease significantly. So here are some self-help ways to help cope and function during this hard time. 1. Seek help from any close family and friends that you trust. Tell them that you need their love and support and help doing other jobs. Now is not the time to try to cope on your own. When I say find family and close friends that you trust, I mean really trust. Do not go to that family member or that friend that's just looking for you to just spill your heart out so they can go tell someone else your business. When it comes down to the death of the family, you have to think about funeral expenses, how to deal with estates and monies, and you know, all that important information. And also when you start talking about that person's and you start talking about their past and, you know, probably secrets that they told you, you don't want that person that really, you know, that you shouldn't be saying all this stuff knowing all this information, because just as know that you said to them, and when you leave or when they're going telling everyone that they're no. So please, someone that you trust, that you know that's not going to say anything, especially when you're in that emotional state. You don't want no one mind manipulating you into saying or doing things that you shouldn't be doing. 2, spend as much time at a place you feel safe, protected, where you can have peace and a clear mind to think. Be with that family member or friend or even a business advisor, someone that, a place that you know that you feel safe, that you know that won't go through any personal things, that won't try to make you, you know, do things in front of them so they can access any type of information. You know, a place where you know you can feel safe, that I can have a clear thing to think. I have to start planning to do things. You know, a way to help you cope. Someone that you feel very safe. 3, delay doing difficult and dangerous jobs that require concentration, like driving. Even though people like driving is nothing, not when you're going through something like this. People that have to go back to work, because here in the States, you only get a couple of days off. They don't give you all that time off like probably other countries does. Get a couple of days off, but they want you back at work. So if you are a person that works in construction, person that have to deal with heavy forklifts and stuff like that, I would advise you to say, hey, can I switch my job position, or can I switch this to trade in with someone else for the time being? I don't feel safe because I can't concentrate enough when handling this. Because 4, sleep when you can. Even if it's only for a few hours, avoid caffeine as much as possible. People do use sleeping pills. One, I don't recommend it. But be careful of using drugs. They are not a long-term solution when it comes to loss of sleep because of stress. 5, if you find it difficult to eat finger foods. Something small and nutritious, like cheese, grape, you know, a little bit of bread. Remember to drink fluids. Keep yourself hydrated, like water, warm tea. That really helps, because warm tea helps to calm the body down. But please avoid alcohol at, I won't say all costs, but I would recommend not to touch any, because alcohol is something, to me, it's like that people use as an antidepressant, which is not. It only comes at a temporary fix, and afterwards you feel worse than what you already felt when the effects hit you or when the effects are gone. 6, even though everything may feel bleak, remember, it will not always feel that way. You have the strength and the prayers and the hope and care of your family members, of your friends, and everyone that loves you wholeheartedly and truly are there to help strengthen you to get through this difficult time. Thank you guys once again for watching this video. If you like it, please give a like and also subscribe and hit that bell so you guys know when other videos will be posted. And I will see you guys in the next video.